All right, so I want to start this video off by saying I gotta be a little, I gotta give a little criticism to Arcane and Xbox with this whole Redfall thing. I got a lot to complain about. At some point, I'll make a separate video kind of talking about more of the positive things. But right now, I got a good bit of criticism I have to give after 10 or so hours of playing the game. And yeah, let's get right into it. Now, I will say, if I sound a little nasally, it's just because I've been kind of coughing and sneezing all day. Typical allergy stuff. So yeah, I apologize for that. But getting into it, okay, so for whatever reason with Redfall, the Xbox Play Anywhere just does not work sometimes. And for those of you who don't know, Xbox Play Anywhere is basically sort of like you can play, for example, let's say if Starfield was an Xbox Play Anywhere, you can play it on your Series X, you can then go over to your living room, play it on your Series S, and then go to your bedroom and play on your PC, and it all just kind of carries your save over. You keep everything exactly the same. And yeah, I noticed that this was not working I want to say a couple of days after release, because I initially started on the Series X and only played on the Series X, but when I moved over to my PC, I think it was like a couple of days ago, I tried it multiple times and it would never bring my stuff over from Series X over to PC. It would just load a much later save, and that right there is a problem, because that is one of that's a part of Xbox's vision with Game Pass, is Xbox Play Anywhere. It's this notion of being able to play your games anywhere, and that's not working. And that's, I mean, I guess it's not like earth shattering, but it's a problem. It's literally advertised on there. It should work, no questions asked. Okay, and this next bullet point, it's been beaten to death, but I gotta complain about it. So it's the no 60 frames per second at launch. Now this is terrible because this is a first-person shooter. I feel like there could be more leeway if this was Starfield, but this is a first-person shooter. How are we releasing games at 30 frames per second? That is a first-person shooter in 2023. How, man? Like that is unacceptable, and it leads me to think that they must have figured this out very soon, because they announced this, I think, what, 2 weeks before launch, and it is even on the box of the game. When you buy like the actual physical copy, it literally says it on the box. Like that tells me there was something wrong in development that just didn't, there was something very wrong with that. And I feel like it was very last minute. The next thing I want to talk about is horrible PC performance. For me, I don't know why. This game just stutter I mean, man, it is so bad. I can go from the like 90 to 100 frames per second down to like 50. I think the lowest I've ever seen is like 39. Like it's all over the place. So optimization is definitely a big one. On Series X, I'd say it's a pretty consistent 30. The only time I've ever seen it drop is whenever I'm like up close in a vampire's face, and it'll drop then. But I mean, there's little to no gameplay in that little bit of a sequence, so it doesn't bother me too much. Another thing is button inputs not working. God, okay, I thought this was just me, but after being on Reddit, I've seen other people complain about it. It's so weird. You boot the game up, you play, and sometimes button inputs just will not work. And I've had it happen to me as soon as I load into a game. I've had it happen to me like 2 hours into a session. Come on, man. That's unplayable right there. I mean, a first-person shooter where I'm killing vampires that are zipping all over the place and my button inputs decide to not work. I've never seen that in a AAA game. I don't think I've ever seen that, ever. That is a real problem. The another thing is the textures just not loading in. I don't really know why, but they're just not loading in. That is a problem. That is a very big problem, I would say, because this game, I don't understand what they did wrong with that. Like, I don't know what the streaming issue is, because I think it's a pretty game. It's a pretty good looking game, I should say. It's not like Horizon Forbidden West or Spider-Man, but it's a pretty decent looking game. I don't understand why it's having issues. Again, I think that just goes back to optimization. But I mean, Jesus, man, there are so many instances where you just look at textures, especially in the fire station, and you're like, bro, what is this? Like, what in the PS2 is this? These textures, I mean, it is bad. Another thing, this is a minor nitpick, but I feel like missions not pinging when you, like, let's say when you start that next main mission, it does not ping on the map, like on your compass. You have to manually do that. That's not necessarily, I mean, I feel like that's just me nitpicking, but I had to bring it up because it just kind of annoys me, and this is the only game that does that I've played in recent memory. But another one is random disconnects. I've been getting issues where my game would just randomly disconnect, take me out of it. I cannot stand that. And that goes back to the always online thing that really needs to go, because that, if this game is relying on servers that are disconnecting people, man, that's not good. That is really not good. They really got to work on that. I know they are, but I really hope that's in the pipeline to be fixed sooner rather than later, because that is rough. Another one, and this is sort of game breaking, is weapons not firing correctly. There's been instances where I'm not even just some, I would say pretty much all the time, there are weapons that are fully automatic, semi-automatic, and they don't fire the way they're supposed to. I just got a fully automatic, it looks like a FAMAS from Black Ops 1. I can't remember the name of it, but that thing's a beast. And the fire rate, when I pull the trigger, it's not firing the way it's supposed to. It'll fire maybe 2 or 3 bullets, and then the gun will stop. And then you gotta push it again, and then it's like, it's so inconsistent. This is a fully automatic weapon. I don't know why that's even an issue, but hey, here we are. That's another issue. I've had that issue with most semi-automatic or just fully automatic weapons in general. I constantly run into that issue, so that's another thing they're gonna have to look at. Another one is the AI. The AI is pretty bad, but I mean, that's just something that they're gonna have to work on. I don't really know what went wrong there. And I mean, I can't even really think of games where the AI is that good. I mean, I can think of a couple, but this game has a very large, it's much worse in this game than I've seen in previous games. It's just pretty bad. The other thing is, and this really upsets me because this game has a lot of glaring issues, is that Arcane has not said anything about this. They have been whisper quiet. They're just posting their usual like marketing stuff. They're not saying anything about the state of the game. And I'm sorry, but dude, you released a buggy, damn near broken game, and people have spent money on this. I mean, granted, a lot of us, maybe you watching this video right now, you probably played it on Game Pass, but that doesn't change the fact this game is $70. They released a broken game, and that's unacceptable. I'm sorry, that's unacceptable. I don't know what's going on with games. I mean, we had The Last of Us, we had Jedi, we've had Wolong on PC. I mean, so many of these games coming out are so broken, buggy, disasters. Wild Hearts is another great game that's plagued by so many, I wouldn't say bugs, but the PC performance is pretty rough. And yeah, I mean, I don't get it. I mean, there is something going on with that team, or maybe just with leadership within that team. I'm not really sure. I know I see this game being a situation where we're going to talk about it within the next year and be like, oh, Redfall is so good, Redfall is underrated. And honestly, when the game works, the game is great. I genuinely enjoy it. When it works, I'd give this game an 8. It is a solid 8, maybe an 8 point. I don't know if I said 8.5. I'm not done with the game, but it's a solid 8. I can say that when the game works and functions exactly how it's supposed to, which is very rare, the game is really good. But in its current state, this game's a 5 or a 6, man. It's rough. It's really rough. And I know I just said, like, yeah, in the next year we'll be talking about how great this game is and how they've fixed all the bugs and it's better now than it was at launch. But I am so tired of having that conversation. It physically, it makes me so angry to keep saying that. But that's, you know, I'm rambling. That is a video in and of itself. I'm gonna end it here before I go on another tangent. So yeah, those are all my criticisms, my problems I'm having with Redfall. If you're playing it, let me know. Are you running into any bugs? Are you enjoying the game? Do you hate the game? Let's go ahead and talk about it in the comment section below. So thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please be sure to give it a thumbs up, share it on your favorite social media platforms, and I will catch you all in the next video. So thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it, and as always, have a great day.